is former economic advisor to President Trump, Steve Moore, and Fox News contributor Liz Peek. Great to see you both this Friday evening. Steve, let's start with you, what you make of that report, because according to the United States Postal Service, Americans are fleeing the blue states that CNBC was praising. And again, they're saying life, health, and inclusion is one of the most important factors in their survey.
Well, you don't have to listen to the Postal Service, listen to the Census Bureau and the IRS data that show just in the last 10 years, something like 4 million people have moved out of the other 48 states and moved into Florida and Texas. So, you know, there's a term for this, by the way, Jackie. It's called voting with your feet. And so it doesn't really matter what these rating systems say. Where do people want to move to? Where are the places that they find are best for jobs, best for raising a family, best for finding good schools, best for, having low crime rates? People are moving to Texas and Florida. And by the way, other states, I think something like 9 of the 10 states, Jackie, that were ranked so bad on these life and inclusion issues were red states, but everybody's moving to red states. One other quick point, Jackie, you'll get a kick out of this. You know what it was either the second or third best state to live in was, according to this CNBC study? Go. New Jersey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who moves to New Jersey?
Yeah, that does say a lot. Liz Peek, let's talk a little bit about Bidenomics with you, because President Biden stumbled through his speech yesterday while he was attempting to tout the economy and his Bidenomics, the policies there. Listen to this.
Inflation has slowed every single month in the last 12, on a yearly basis for the last 12 months. How many times you read that a recession's coming? Even Wall Street today said, no, they don't see a recession coming now. It's the lowest point, inflation, the lowest point in over 2 years. The U.S. has the lowest inflation rate of any major economy in the world.
So, Liz, it's kind of true. I mean, we were at a 9.1% high in inflation created by that president himself. But having said that, that doesn't mean that the American public hasn't suffered a lot.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's getting better, Jackie, and thank heavens, because the middle class has been really savaged under this president. Numbers show that the middle class family on average has lost $7,000 to $9,000. Overall, the middle class has lost $2.5 trillion in wealth. Yes, it's getting better, and thank heavens, but, we're not out of the woods on recession. We have been through the worst monetary tightening, the toughest monetary tightening in 30 years. An awful lot of people looking at the things like an inverted yield curve and leading indicators that are dropping very sharply think there's still a recession ahead. So if I were Joe Biden, I'd be pretty darn careful. All of the numbers indicate the job market is softening, consumer demand is softening, bank credit is tightening. All of this augurs not very well for the next year.
Yeah, and what I find particularly interesting, Steve, is that the stock market has been doing well, 10 straight days of gains, but that's not the whole story. As Liz points out, Americans are having a rough time, and there are still many shoes that could drop in the second half of the year. Also, a new Monmouth poll, a university poll that's out, shows that Americans are not on board with these Bidenomics. Actually, 62% disapprove of Biden's handling of inflation. 68% say the United States is on the wrong track.
Boy, those are really bad numbers a little over a year from a new election. Those wrong track, right track numbers really are a good gauge of what Americans are thinking in terms of how their own finance are handled. I want to just add one thing to what Liz was saying. I just had a piece in the New York Post this morning where Vivek Ramaswamy and I wrote it together, where we looked at the jobs data, Jackie, and what we found. Do you know what the fastest growing industry in terms of hiring has been since the beginning of the year?
I don't know, but I love when you ask me questions, Steve.
I bet that Liz knows. The answer is government.
It's the government.
Right.
Government has been on this massive spree of spending and hiring, almost 500,000 additional workers on government workforces and payrolls. That's not where we want the jobs to be, Jackie.
I did know that. Just froze for a moment. Liz Peek, final word to you.
But that's Bidenomics. Big government, big spending, big labor, all three of which have contributed to inflation, none of which is going away, Jackie, under this president.
Steve Moore, Liz Peek, always great to see you both.